Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Big John Dalton!
Big John Dalton is moments away from going one-on-one with his coach in the main event on Memphis Wrestling Stars of Tomorrow. Before you enter the squared circle for the first time, tell us what's on your mind.
There's a lot on my mind. Last week, Coach Derrick slapped me in the face, but tonight, I'm slapping back.
Ladies and gentlemen, he's ready! Big John Dalton, baby!
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Derrick the King!
DK, Coach Derrick, whatever you want to call you. It's the big moment that we've all been waiting for. Last week, you slapped Big John Dalton in the face. This week, he says he's going to return the favor.
Well, I don't see that in my future, but I will say this. Big John Dalton, I might have taught you everything you know, but I didn't teach you everything that I know. We'll see what happens tonight.
Main event, headed to the ring, and let's head back to ringside with the official introductions with Terrence Ward.
The following contest is our main event, scheduled with television time remaining. It is a teacher versus student match. Introducing first, put your hands together for Big John Dalton!
Big John Dalton getting a superstar ovation here today.
And introducing next, from Memphis, Tennessee, weighing in at 220 pounds, Derrick the King!
Teacher versus student. The bell is about to ring, and I am Dustin Starr, and I have the honor and the privilege of being joined by the one and only Memphis Wrestling legend, world champion himself, King Cobra. Welcome to the broadcast position.
Thanks for having me out here. Last week when Dustin, he kind of stepped over his bounds and slapped the guy. John Dalton is one of the students at the Wrestling Center, and he's a dedicated student. He has all the enthusiasm, and if he can hold his composure, I think he'll do good.
You know, I think that's a good point. That's the voice of Memphis legend King Cobra. This is a huge moment for Big John Dalton. It's his very first match against his trainer, Derrick the King. Now, DK is no stranger to big matches.
Right, but John Dalton, he's a young guy. He's just trying to get started, and it's an honor and a privilege for him to get a match like this. But he's going to have to stay on his P's and Q's and don't get too excited and don't, overexert himself and don't leave himself open for, because Derrick King is one of those guys that know all the tricks.
Absolutely. Derrick the King is one of the very best that Memphis Wrestling has to offer. He's been through hell and back with the Hollywood Clique. Meanwhile, he's been training the Stars of Tomorrow, and listen to this audience, King Cobra. They are 100% behind Big John Dalton, and with that being said, Derrick King is a fan favorite here in Memphis Wrestling as they lock up like two bulls. Now, one would say that DK really has nothing to gain but everything to lose.
Right.
He's expected to beat his student, isn't he?
Yes, he should. He has all the experience. Derrick King been around. Derrick King have been in some of the toughest matches around the Mid-South area. So he know all the tricks, he know all the stuff that he needs to do, and he's going to not lose his composure. And a young guy like Dalton can get excited, the adrenaline start going, and he can make mistakes. But so far, he's looking good.
We saw it last week in our Memphis Wrestling Internet Championship match. Tim Bosby almost made history. The adrenaline, but that experience is what hampered him in the final seconds of the match. Now Big John Dalton asserting himself. Big shoulder tackle and WrestleCenter erupts. And DK might be thinking, maybe this kid's a little tougher than I thought.
Well, whether he's as tough as he thought or not, Derrick King gonna have to put out to get this guy because this guy is determined to get him.
Here's the great thing about sports, especially professional wrestling. It only takes 3 seconds.
One mistake.
That's it, one mistake and 3 seconds, and it's a lot of fun right here watching this capacity crowd at the WrestleCenter going nuts for Big John Dalton. Another big shoulder tackle. Down goes DK. Oh no, you're not gonna hip toss 300 pounds of Big John Dalton. Instead, you get sent right on your backside, and Derrick needs a timeout.
Yes, Derrick hey, you have to watch Derrick though. Derrick, he'll accept certain things, but then he's trying to feel the guy out. But if John Dalton doesn't make any mistakes, it could be an upset.
So far, so good. Big John Dalton staying inside the squared circle, not going outside of the ring. That's not what we teach at the WrestleCenter. But here in just a minute, wait just a second, DK, you looking at me?
You can't be any help to him.
No, I'm not going to be any help to him. Matter of fact, not really pulling for anybody here, but Big John Dalton has set the WrestleCenter on fire, and you love to see it. DK slowly getting back into the ring.
This could turn into a very big feud.
But we're going to find out. The fans are 100% behind Big John Dalton. We're going to step away for our final commercial break. Don't you dare miss the conclusion to this main event.
The Memphis Wrestling Fan of the Week is sponsored by Orion Federal Credit Union. Check out all the ways that Orion is redefining banking at orionfcu.com. 96X is indie. 96X is alternative. 96X is Memphis. And this is the 96X Insult of the Week.
Stars of tomorrow? Is that a joke? They'll be lucky if some of these even live to see tomorrow, because we got the stars of today in the house, baby.
Listen live anywhere in the world at 96xmemphis.com. Memphis Wrestling is on fire. Catch us live tomorrow at the WrestleCenter. Don't miss the Memphis Trios Tournament live. Plus, the return of Buff the Stuff Bagwell. 12:30 VIP and 1:45 bell time. That's tomorrow at the WrestleCenter. Saturday, November 19th is our next free watch party at Dave & Buster's. Watch AEW Full Gear with us. It's free to watch. Sunday, December 4th, we celebrate hardcore holidays with ECW legend Tommy Dreamer. Saturday, December 17th is our annual Grind City Rumble, where it's every man and woman for themselves. All tickets are on sale now. Get yours right now at championshipwrestlingmemphis.com.
Welcome back to Memphis Wrestling main event. Oh! What a clothesline from DK.
That's what I was talking about. Go to the well once too much. One too many times.
DK with a big, ferocious clothesline right to the chin of Big John Dalton. And let's tell the story here a little bit. Big John Dalton is too young to be in the squared circle. He was not able to compete, and his mom and dad came together to sign the waiver for him to issue the challenge to Derrick King to have his first match right here at the WrestleCenter on television. Huge.
Well,
huge body slam from Big John Dalton. Nobody home.
Those are the mistakes that you have to watch out for.
It only takes one.
I can't blame John Dalton for wanting this match. I don't blame him. Man slapped you on TV like Derrick did him last week. Hey, he deserved the shot, but I wouldn't say he should be in this match. But if his mom and dad signed the waiver, then they got
right
confidence in him.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%. Just imagine how long it took him to talk his family into signing that waiver. Now he's in there with one of the best, like I said, the King of Memphis Wrestling. There's no dirty tactics here, King Cobra. But Derrick does need to show him who's boss.
Well, you're right about
You've
that.
You've been here. You're a trainer. You're the captain at the WrestleCenter.
Well, yeah. John Dalton is one of the top students in the training right now. To be his age, take myself. I started out at the bottom and worked my way all the way up to the World Championship. But you got to have that kind of determination. If you don't think you can do it, who's going to think you can? So he think he can do it, so get a young man a chance.
I tell you what, there's nobody more supportive of Big John Dalton chasing his dreams than his family, especially his father, Brandon. Big shout out to Big Daddy, who is sitting there probably with tears in his eyes watching his son go to work. Almost picked up the victory there. That's two.
He got two.
1 second away, or a split second away from Big John Dalton pulling off one of the biggest upsets in the history of Memphis Wrestling. Irish whip, here comes Big John Dalton. Big clothesline from Derrick, and he really took his head off with that one.
Derrick is opening it up right now. That's what I was saying, when you get over anxious and you make mistakes like the young guys usually do, and that's what costs you. If John can just hold his composure and keep doing the things that he was doing to get to where he is now, he'll be all right.
Last week, it started with a challenge and it ended with a slap to the face. Now, we are in the main event of our second week of our blockbuster spectacular, the Stars of Tomorrow, and Coach DK, the King, throwing left jabs right to Big John Dalton's face. Oh, here we go, Cobra. Dalton returning the favor. Super kick! But look at this, the ring presence of Big John Dalton. Tell the people why he rolled out of the ring, Cobra.
Hey, he knew that Derrick King had the momentum going right then, so the only thing he could do to stop that momentum was roll out of the ring. Hey, you got a 5 count on the outside.
10 count, Memphis Wrestling.
Yeah, you got a 10 count on the outside the ring, so hey, he took advantage of that.
Now, Derrick King finishes off every opponent with the super kick. So Big John Dalton had the wherewithal and the ring presence to roll out of the ring, kept him from getting his shoulders pinned to the mat as well. Now, Derrick not only has to pick up 300 pounds, get him back in the ring, but hopefully Dalton's caught his breath a little bit. 1, 2, and
he did.
Kicked out. Smart move by Big John Dalton, and that's exactly what we train and teach at the WrestleCenter.
Had he not rolled out of the ring, the match would be over right now.
And look at this.
Oh, come on, Derrick.
I was just about to say, if you want to train to be a sports entertainer or professional wrestler, go to WrestleCenter901.com. But this is not what we teach at the WrestleCenter. DK grabbing a chair.
But, you know, if I was in DK's position, I would be ashamed to have to use the chair to whoop a student.
Yeah, no, I agree with you 100%. But the tempers are flaring. Might have reached a boiling point. There's no way this will be a disqualification. No way DK hits his own trainee with a chair. Don't do it, DK. DK, I apologize for yelling into the microphone, trying to get Derrick's attention. He does not need to do this, Cobra. Referee David Knight doing the right thing here, trying to talk some sense into Derrick. Big John Dalton putting up a hell of a fight. Enough to where DK says, let me get some backup. DK throws the chair to the side. Goes back to work on Big John Dalton. Once again, I'm Dustin Starr, joined by King Cobra.
He caught him in midair.
Big slam! This could be it! 1, 2. Is that a 2?
2.5. 2.5.
2.5. Oh my goodness! Upset alert, ladies and gentlemen. I don't care what anybody says. That would have been the biggest upset in the history of Memphis Wrestling. Both men are down. What a matchup this has been. Our Stars of Tomorrow in week 1 and week 2 have over-delivered.
Regardless of how this match goes, you see a star in the making right now.
Absolutely. We're going to be seeing Big John Dalton inside that squared circle for a long, long time. Big boot. Catches the super kick. Ducks. Super kick. Is that it? 1, 2. three, and it is.
Here is your winner, Derrick the King.
Derrick the King picks up the victory. And you can hear the boos, and that's not really for Derrick. Those boos are because they had high hopes that Big John Dalton could pull off the upset. Let's take a look back at the instant replay presented by Memphis Wrestling Live. Join us right here at the WrestleCenter tomorrow. Get your tickets at ChampionshipWrestlingMemphis.com. King Cobra, it's been an absolute pleasure calling the action with you here.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
DK picks up the victory. We're running low on time. We'll stay with you as long as we can. Super kick is the end game for Big John Dalton. For King Cobra, I am Dustin Starr saying so long, everybody.